Hello. Welcome back to Let's Talk Ray Bradbury. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do. So here on Let's Talk Ray Bradbury, I have been working through the collection, The Stories of Ray Bradbury, featuring 100 tales. Today we are up to number 23 of 100, which is The Last Night of the World, written in 1951. This is an extremely short little tale, so this should be a pretty quick video. One evening, an unnamed couple sits drinking in their dining room. The kids are nearby on the floor playing with blocks, two little girls. It is October 19th, 1969. The man asks the wife, what would you do if this were the last night of the world? This leads to the revelation that they've both had the same dream, that tonight the world would end, and in fact, everyone in the world has had the same dream. So, for some unspecified reason, the world is just going to instantly stop overnight, following the rising of the sun, and they wonder at the fact that there's no mass hysteria in the street, no looting, no rioting like you would normally expect in a disaster movie, or often cases in real life when bad shit is going down. They decide that in this case, people are at peace because they know in their hearts that it is real this time and not just the threat of annihilation. So the couple, they sit there, they drink their coffee. Later, they put the girls to bed. They go up to bed themselves. One of them saying, "I'm tired." The other responding that we're all tired, and all is in italics, indicating that they mean everyone. They do everything normally that evening. For the final time, the wife at one point even gets up out of bed, goes to the kitchen, turns off the water that she mistakenly left running. When she comes back, they both sort of have a silent chuckle, him sort of knowing what she'd done and both realizing that if the world truly is going to end that evening, the fact the water was left running is completely irrelevant, but it was sort of in the normal course of how they would do things. So, very short, very simple story, but it has a huge, profound issue to ponder. This idea of what would you do if the world were really going to end and you knew there was no stopping it. The story was published in 1951. So you've got to figure in the life of Ray Bradbury, at least. World War II has just ended. The Cold War is beginning to heat up. And annihilation by nuclear warfare is certainly the big issue of the day. However, this story, it does indicate that it's not going to be nuclear war or biological weapons or anything like that. It's just sort of the idea that the world is just going to stop, and perhaps it's even God, because the dream came in the form of a voice, sort of an indescribable voice. So it may in fact been a higher power that Bradbury is getting at. I've sort of always laughed watching all the disaster movies where certain annihilation is coming and there's people looting and rioting in the street, and it's like, for what? And this story sort of inadvertently sort of tackles that same issue. But I'll leave you with this. We are well into the second year of our pandemic here. The political climate is as crazy as ever, and it seems to be a lot of lunacy in the conversation, and I don't see the world ending anytime soon, but I can relate to this line that they said that, I'm tired, because, I'm getting tired too, and I think a lot of us are getting tired, so I'm hoping that for all of our sake, this lunacy can come to an end soon, and the yahoos out there will get just as tired of their constant sort of fear-mongering and conspiracy theory following and lying and bullshit, and this is the power of good literature. I think one of the world's major problems is the people who don't read and they don't consume art, and all of our educational efforts have shifted towards STEM, and that's fine. Those are important fields, but it's the humanities and the fine arts that teach you how to feel and to think and to behave using the awesome power of the technology that you've created, and it's sort of the ethical, moral center of all of that. So a lot of bad stuff happens when you sort of cut out that attention to good morally driven art that that teaches you these things and teaches you to be responsible with the awesome powers that science and all these other things are creating. So yeah, that's the importance of what we're doing here. Reading Ray Bradbury 70 years later in many cases, and gleaning from it these important lessons that are still relevant nearly a century later. So, all right, guys, that is The Last Night of the World by Ray Bradbury from 1951. Next up, we're going to skip over story number 24, which was The Veldt, because I've already reviewed that. I reviewed that last time. Last time when I did the earlier collection, because it was in that too. But we're skipping on to The Long Rain from 1950, which will take us to story number 25 of 100. So we will be already a quarter of the way through this book of 100 tales. So I hope you will subscribe and join me and continue to share this journey with me. So thank you for tuning in, and see you later.